This trip ended up testing everything: my Jeep, the camper, and me. We followed an incredible Moab route with legendary campsites, but the trail turned brutal. The camper gave out, off-road legends jumped in, and this became our first Overland guide, so that you can hit all of the highlights and avoid my mistakes. Originally, this was meant to be the final video of a 3-part camper test series. Part 1 took us on an incredible route up Onion Creek into Colorado, full of surprises, but the camper handled it great. Building on that success, Part 2 was a 350-mile journey to Lake Powell, where I ended up breaking the shackles on the camper's suspension. Now, this trip right here was meant to be the finale, the one where I finally fixed the camper and proved it by pushing it through its hardest route yet. We're starting in Thompson Springs with full gas, and we're spending our time on one of my most favorite Moab trails. We're gonna be spending 3 days out here on Dome Plateau, seeing stuff we've never really seen before because we've always spent 1 day, and I'm gonna show you how to recreate this amazing trip. We're gonna start off on some easy trails, and it's gonna get progressively harder as we go. So let's get on to the Salt Valley Gorge Cutoff Road. Starting to feel like I'm back in here. I can't see the highway anymore. Oops, a little fast on that. But I can't see the highway anymore. There's no one out here. I'm feeling a lot more remote, and we just started. So this is always the fun part, but I'm gonna lose cell phone reception. Actually, I think I might have already lost cell phone. I have 1 bar right now, but that's gonna be gone very shortly. And I'm gonna be on my own just like I was on that last trip, but this trip is definitely gonna go better. This right here is where we're going, and I'm pretty excited to show you guys. Hopefully it's coming out on camera. If not, I'll just put a screenshot up there. But it looks incredible from this scouting route by Trails Off Road. I think that would be an amazing camp spot. So we're getting closer to it. It doesn't take that long. I thought it'd take a little bit longer. That's why I wanted to start earlier, but I was also going to explore more trails in the area. So we'll see, but we're making pretty good time. I'd love to be at camp by 5. Well, we're taking a little shortcut. It looks pretty easy, but I don't really know what we're going to encounter. This one isn't mapped yet, but that's what's fun about off-roading, fun about exploring. Well, I think it may have been quicker just to go around the other way, but this is kind of fun exploring. There's some washouts though that I'm having to be a little careful with, and it does look like there is some rock obstacles actually on this little cutoff, so I'm glad the camper can handle it, but I probably shouldn't be doing this alone. not too challenging on this little shortcut, but there is a bigger challenge over there, but this is more of a moderate little challenge. And we'll just walk up it with the camper. It doesn't look too off camber, so I'll kind of show you us going through it.
Now, to keep this guide moving, I will be using maps. No sponsorships here, just what works for me. That's Gaia for maps, Trails Off-Road for accurate trail information. I'll of course drop in GPS coordinates so you can follow along no matter what you use, even if it's that one your favorite influencer convinced you to buy that elite membership for. Now, if you want to see why I recommend Trails Off-Road, try the free trial first, and if you like it, come back here and use this code for a discount. Alright, that's enough maps. Let's get to this first camp.
Well guys, we've made it to the epic camp spot, and I think it is indeed epic. I have Cordova Canyon over there, and then you got the LaSalle Mountains pictured behind it, so I just need to find a good spot to set up the camper. And I can't wait to show you guys this camp spot in the morning. We're going to get some really good shots of it. And then tomorrow is a wild day. We're going to be exploring a little bit like we did today, but a lot more driving. And then tomorrow's camp spot, I want to get there early because it's supposed to be pretty awesome, and I've never been to this one. It's similar to the Overlook I've showed you in previous videos, but this one you can camp at. So I can't wait to show you guys that. But right now, I'm going to have a beer, sit by the fire, and kind of just relax a little bit and enjoy this last trip of 2024. Well, good morning, guys. Extremely harsh sun, but we got Cordova Canyon over here. I'm trying to block out that sun so you guys can kind of see it. And we're going to be heading that way. We're actually pretty close to Arches National Park, which you can kind of see in the distance. And we're going to be like skirting around Arches today. It's it was like 25 when I woke up. It feels really good right now.
With camp behind us, I want to take you along the trail we followed to reach our spot. Cordova Canyon Overlook isn't a long route, just an out and back moderate trail, but it winds through some absolute beautiful country. Out here, it's the views that make every mile worth it. Let's take a look together.
Now you can see evidence of the uranium mining around here, and that was what a lot of these trails were originally used for back in the 1950s. A lot of Utah's trails were originally used for uranium mining, other kinds of mining, and it's really cool kind of to be able to go back on old trails that people used to use for work and now actually get to use them for recreation to see these amazing, beautiful places. Now we're at an intersection for Yellow Cat Road and Lost Springs Road. Lost Springs Road goes down that way. That's what we're going to be taking. But if you have some kind of issue while you're out here, you can continue on Yellow Cat Road and it'll take you up to the highway. But I'm coming out to check on my camper. This is still a camper test. I do think the suspension is going to be pretty good, but we want to make sure that we don't run into an issue like we did last time. And everything is still looking pretty good. We're in good shape. I came upon this little pull off and I decided to stop, give the Jeep a little bit of a break and just kind of soak in the views over here. And it's really cool. I know the camera is probably not picking it up, but the good thing is that is the area we're going to today. We're going to curve around and then we dive into this area and I'm excited to see what's there. And then we're going to try to take a shortcut to our camp spot, but that'll be the adventurous part of today. But I do know the trail we're going on is highly rated, so I'm expecting to see some cool stuff. So we'll be there pretty shortly. I think it's right around the corner. We are now on Winter Camp Ridge. I'm putting the information up there on the screen. I'm really excited. I haven't been on this one before, but from the description in Trails Off-Road, it sounds like it's gonna be a great one. It's about 4.6 miles. There is some harder obstacles towards the end, so we'll see how they look and see if we'll take the camper on it. But I'm excited to see this one. Already it's starting out pretty cool. You get kind of high mountain views or like high plateau views overlooking everything. So it's really not too bad. And a little bit of washboarding, but really not too bad. Well, it looks like my shortcut to the campsite is going to go through some pretty unique territory, and it's probably going to be more difficult, so we may have to backtrack, but I think we're going to give it a shot. We'll see what it looks like when we come upon it. Looking down to where it goes makes it a little concerning.
You could extend your day by hiking Covert Arch. Or like me, you could take the trail to the left. The thing is, there is no information about this trail, and I just couldn't find a single detail about it. So what happens next? Well, you'll just have to see.
We're gonna turn around and we're gonna take our known path back, but I'm gonna be back and do this trail. Well guys, I said I'd be back and I'm currently editing this Overland guide. This is where I turned around with the camper, but I was looking at this footage and it's smoky today, but it is still, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous area. And I want to find the route. So we came back here without the camper and we're going to try to find this route and I'm going to bring it to you guys in this video.
Now this obstacle works in 2 stages. The first drop looks intimidating, but it's not too technical. The real challenge is making sure you're lined up with the trail waiting at the bottom.
24, 27 degrees pitch on that.
That first drop was steeper than it looked, but manageable. Now we cross over to the last section of slickrock.
the biggest and most imposing part of this obstacle. Now this is the final section. Getting on it is pretty off camber, so take your time. Once you get onto the fin though, hold your line and drop down directly towards the road. If you slip off of it, it's gonna get sketchy real quick. With this last drop, the fin is done. Now it's into the unknown to see where this trail really goes.
What we do out here, off-roading, adventuring, solo adventuring, shelf roads, all that kind of stuff is dangerous. And I want to express my condolences to the families and friends of the Toyota World Runners. If you guys haven't heard, unfortunately, they perished doing what they love, off-roading, exploring, but it's still always sad to see that, and I don't want any of that to happen to you guys. So definitely be careful. If you get tired, take a break, relax, and definitely pay special attention when you're in more precarious situations.
Taking a moment to reassess isn't just good advice, it's essential. Here, the trail proves that right away with a fork leading into a steep, loose, and technical decline.
I should be getting out, but I see wide tire marks, so I think we're all right. I'm gonna just go nice and slow, four-wheel drive low, and see how it looks.
I didn't capture this section perfectly, but at the bottom there's this tight slickrock turn that would have absolutely been brutal with the camper. And remember, this is the easier option at that fork. You may have noticed my JL looks a little different now. It is no longer stock. It's running 35s and a winch. Eventually it's going to get gears and armor too, since I'm building this Jeep to be my go-to Jeep for tougher trails like Pritchett. The trade-off, unfortunately, is that it makes most trails feel way easier than they actually are. Because of those 35s, I'm struggling to rate this trail's difficulty. That matters since I'm submitting my GPS track and writing a scouting guide for trails off-road. I'm gonna err on the side of caution and call it difficult, even though it felt pretty easy in my Jeep. If you get a chance to run it yourself, I'd love to hear what you think.
Well guys, I am definitely thinking this more direct route is the way to go. However, it is more challenging than the way I did with the camper. So if you want a little bit of an easier route, you're gonna go back down Winter Camp Ridge and you'll go back down to Highlands Road, and then you're gonna cut east on Highlands Road towards where our campsite's gonna be tonight. And I will show you guys some of that, but I'm just loving this area. This is where I think Dome Plateau really gets its name, because this is where you see all the domes. And I remember when I got lost back in this area and I started seeing some of these domes, it was absolutely awesome. But I was using paper maps back then, so it is really easy to get lost if you're not using GPS or compass and navigational tools.
Well, I know the GoPro doesn't do it justice, but we end basically at the road to the Overlook, which is a day use overlook, and my path to the camp spot. So I think this route is pretty awesome, but I want to show you guys with a map right now so you have the two options. Now the green line is the way that I went with the camper, and the blue line is the way I just went right now using this more direct path. And I think both routes are pretty awesome, but we're gonna reconnect with the Jeep and camper going down this road to what I hope is an amazing camp spot. So let's catch up. So to get to the camp spot, you want to make a left-hand turn at a fork, and you're going to go on the lesser known road. So far, so good. A little rocky. I'll go into four-wheel drive. Well guys, this campsite does not suck. It's awesome. It's definitely awesome. That's Onion Creek right there. You got Fisher Towers over there. You got the route to Castleton right there, and you got Professor Valley right there. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Now guys, if you come out here to this spot, please help take care of it. It is an amazing spot. It's only good for about one, maybe two vehicles. There's really not many places to park. It took me a little while to find where people have been parking. That's where I parked the Jeep and trailer. But this spot is great. And it is a little bit of a challenge to get to. You're going to get some pinstriping. But I'm hungry and I don't even care because I'm just staring at a freaking amazing view. This is good. Tomorrow is our toughest day, but this is great to spend some time at this amazing camp. This campsite is fantastic. I am really enjoying it. Hopefully the stars will come out tonight. We'll see. But tomorrow is a really challenging day for the camper and for me. We're going to have to make sure we wheel really well. I might have an early lunch here and then we'll take off. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But for now, I'm going to sit by the fire, have another beer, and just enjoy this night at camp. And I'll definitely catch you guys in the morning.
Dude, see where I kind of want to do a recce flight on like that roller. See that kind of.
This is kind of weird. I hear someone talking up here. There's no places to go. This may be a bad idea.
There, so like this could suck you down, but you can stand too long, which might be saying. I know. So as long as you're like the first half of it. Name's Clark Robinson. I'm out here with my good buddy Steve-O. Great day in Castle Valley, and we're here to fly wingsuits.
Heck yeah!
If you are on the X, like I watched Clamor and Taz, I was like, perfect, I'm gonna figure out the line watching them. And like they disappeared like right off the bat with the left-hand turn. 3, 2, 1. All right, later, dude.
Later, man. See ya. It was hard to follow, but I guarantee that was one heck of a jump. And the fact that those guys both got down safely is awesome. So definitely check out their stuff. And I think it's time for me to actually leave and get on the trail. So here we go. Well, it was definitely tough leaving that campsite, but man, the views leaving this trail are absolutely spectacular. So my plan for the rest of this trail is to take the most direct route. Unfortunately, that means we're going to be going on difficult and moderate sections of trails. Some sections of trail I have not been on yet with either the TJ or just this JL or my old JK, because I used to wheel this a lot with the JK. So we're gonna find out, can I get through it? And hopefully I won't have to backtrack like I did yesterday, but that's always a option, and we'll see. We're almost off of our little Professor Valley trail, which was pretty awesome. And then we'll start making our way on some more difficult trail sections.
As I left camp behind, the mood shifted. The easy cruising was over and the character of this route completely changed. From here on, it was obstacle after obstacle. Oh, and it starts now with what might look like the easy descent of the day.
Up, here we go, nice and slow, just gonna crawl down it. Hope the camper kind of takes the same line as me. Just crawling down it. Just need to focus what I'm filming. I've definitely been on trails this steep, twisting the camper, but it's never a fun feeling having all that weight behind you with your Jeep just holding it. So this section's gonna be tricky. Just kind of watching. Now the camper's gonna come down. We're going 1 mile an hour, nice and easy. Okay, this is risky. I'm gonna have to hold the corner and not fall off of it. This is very risky. We're coming down a ledge right now, which is not easy. That's a good little drop. All right, now we gotta line ourselves up on this really sketchy trench. Okay, I'm a little too far over. This is a whole kind of different animal than what I was expecting today, because I knew we had some rock ledges to climb up, and that's really was my main concern, but this trench is pretty decent. So as long as I have the Jeep lined up correctly, we're in good shape. Woo! Score 1 for the Jeep and camper, and now we're on to a moderate scouting route. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want to go over there. This is a pretty difficult section right here. We're gonna have to back up the camper. That looks pretty nasty too. That is nasty. We're gonna try to swing really wide. Well, section 2 cutoff, you know, is rated moderate as a scouting guide, but I think because of that obstacle that we first encountered, I'm gonna bump it up and say it's harder. It's probably a 5 with a 6 line. My apologies, guys. I didn't do a good job of filming it. The drone died, and I had to get the traction boards out. Traction boards was how I got out of it. It wasn't stuck. The problem, as you guys can see right here, it was really loose. And also my tires are in really bad shape. Hopefully that is all we need to deal with. Everything looks good. It's gonna pop up on that. We're gonna keep going. We're almost to the end. Well, the fun's not over yet. This is gonna be relatively easy, but it's loose. This would suck coming up. It'd be just like earlier. There looks to be a pretty big ledge to drop down, and I'm not looking forward to that. It's real chunky. You can see from right here, it's real chunky. This is definitely not moderate. This is gonna be difficult. And the key, I don't know if the washouts or what, this is rough. We're gonna stay in this line right here. We're gonna hug, we're gonna just stay passenger. This drop right here is pretty good. People have stacked rocks. This is definitely not fun, but we can drop the camper. It'll get off camber, and then we're gonna drag it over here and kind of keep working our way down. Not too bad, but not also what I want. And then we'll come over here, drop between these rocks. It'll be off camber a little bit. Come down here, and then we can just take that one down. On drone. This is not an easy descent. This hopefully is the last of it, but looks like it's washed out down there. First gear, ooh, drone. Camper's pushing me. Not good, not good. This is not pretty. All right, we're gonna take a quick little break and collect ourselves. Just finished Dome Plateau Section 2 cutoff. Coming from here, we're now gonna go Dome Plateau Section 1, I believe, or Section 2. We'll have to, it's up there on the screen right now. It's moderate, there's obstacles, and it should be all right. But
Whew. Now we are approaching the most significant obstacle along this route, the rock ledges. However, I think we're gonna be going down because we're going the opposite direction to the Trails Off-Road guide. So it's probably gonna be pretty easy, but we'll still film it so you have an idea of how steep they are and how big they are. Well, we're at the rock ledges. These are definitely easier than what we went upon. There is a good little drop here, but I am not worried at all about these compared to what we just did. Ooh, that's pretty good. 21 degrees, probably a little bit more. Come on, camper, don't push me. You guys can kind of see how steep it was. Maybe from the angle of the trailer and the Jeep together, it might actually show it off better than normally the Jeep by itself, but you guys are the ones that know. I don't know what the footage looked like. That was focused on driving. All right, we have made it to the Dome Plateau upland section. I've covered this a lot in the videos. This probably has the toughest obstacles on it, so we'll try to streamline it because the biggest question is, how is the camper gonna do on these obstacles? Now we're at Yellow Jacket Hill, which are the rock ledges and Trails Off-Road. That was easy, but that wasn't Yellow Jacket Hill. It's not off camber, that's the good thing. We're gonna put a rear locker on. That's too tough. That's good. Now that is a problem. That's a big ledge. I have to get that up. And I don't know if I have enough power in the Jeep. And we're in a really bad situation. But we're not off camber. That's good. Oh, I need to be over here with that. I think we're just gonna try to climb it. That was the closest I've ever come to rolling the camper. It's fun now that it's over, but it was not fun in process. Camper is fine, Jeep is fine. I definitely had my doubts. I prayed, surprisingly, right after that prayer, I went up it.
I mentioned a quick prayer before that climb. Don't worry, this channel isn't about religion or politics. It's not going to be, but it felt right to leave in. Now let's get back to the trail. Getting a little bit too risky to continue on. It's too dark. I found the spot where the TJ failed, but I couldn't really see another line in the dark. I got my flashlights out and all that. So we're doing minimal, no impact camping on rock, but off the trail. So if someone does get here before I get up, they can still get by and everything like that. I don't like doing this, but it's too risky. That last section was a little off camber. I couldn't see that. And yeah, not the best situation, but we'll make do. It'll be a short camp. But this is where I was getting nervous, because look at this. But that is a solid dip. This right here is the section I took the TJ on and got that photo. I had really bad lights in the TJ, and it's pretty good ledges. And it's ledges all the way down. I'm pretty sure I just continued going down this path. But with the camper, I'm gonna go on this path that's off to the side. It's easier, but it's off camber, so it's gonna be tricky. Pretty good so far. I think we're gonna be okay, but whew, this is just I'm glad I didn't do this in the dark, because that would have been bad. Well guys, that was the last big test. We're not over it yet. If I make a mistake down here, I can still end up ruining my day. It's just a failure of the max coupler. It sheared right off.
That's weird. That's supposed to be a very, very tough coupler. Ugh, okay. This is not good. We're gonna try to figure out a solution. I'm gonna get off trail right now. Well, I didn't film a lot because, you know, Rory's filming. I didn't want to interrupt his filming, but he most likely already published the video because it's going to take me a while to put together this guide. But man, he's good. This is not the way I expected to finish Dome Plateau, or my Overland trip on Dome Plateau. And thanks to my friend, this awesome guy, I got my redemption, as well as the chance to be a part of his adventure on Dirt Billy Deluxe. And in case you're wondering who's got the most capable DIY off-road camper on YouTube, you're looking at it. Now, Matt over at Bleeping Jeep likes to claim he holds that title. Not so fast, my friend. That title belongs to Mike. Oh, dude, it's like straight down. Whoa! Oh, let's go. Well, I did not want to end this video with just the Jeep, and I got to give a huge shout out to Trail Mater, Rory, Irish, Mike, Sean, all the guys there for helping me get the camper off the trail. This is where I wanted to end the video because this is a simple, you know, short little drive over the bridge, and you can come and cross this river with your vehicle and continue on to Grand Junction. However, this is an extremely risky water crossing, so in the future I will show you how to cross this safely, but not this time. We've already had enough excitement, so hit that subscribe button if you want to see that and learn about the trails in this area. And if you want to see another trail guide, hit up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye.